Much less.
Well,
you know,
we got onto this with climate change.
Yeah.
I was saying to you that, climate change, if it didn't exist, which I believe it does, but if it didn't exist, I'd still advocate nuclear energy because it's clean.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely a great point.
And the IPCC, when they did their, I believe them. They're a body of scientists. There's a lot of them. I mean, it's I think 200.
I believe in them.
The IPCC says 2050 is a marking point. They made, and you go back and you check their charts from 1980s, and you find that from 1980 to 2000 they were accurate, and then you go from 2000 to 2020, and they're accurate, very close to accurate. In fact, they were a little bit more optimistic, but now you have to believe it as a 40-year span. Now we're looking at this. What doesn't make sense to me is the illogic of pursuing this path of CO2, considering these charts and saying what they're saying. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
You see the hurricanes, you see the
absolutely.
wind, you see the storms are bigger. It seems to me.
Well, I don't know if they're bigger. I think they're. I think the new argument is that what is the actual stats on, because people say that all the time, like storms are bigger than they've ever been before. I don't think that's true.
Oh, really?
I think the storms have actually lessened in intensity but increased in the amount of them. I think that's the data. But all of it's not good. Whatever we're doing. See, the problem with me with climate change is that I always get wary when things become ideological.
Exactly.
When people start talking about it like, listen, you've got to act now. And if you don't, I'm like, hold on. How much do you know about this? And how much are you just saying a narrative?
Right.
Because a lot of people want to argue ferociously about a narrative that they haven't even really looked into that much. And that's the thing about on both sides, even the Republican side, the people that want to dismiss it. Like I was having a conversation with a guy in jiu-jitsu once, of all places. Like, it's a natural cycle. No matter what, it's a natural cycle. The earth warms. I go, how much work have you done on this? Do you know how crazy it is to be that sure when no one's sure?
Right.
That's the whole reason why they're having this debate. It's because no one can definitively prove how much of an impact we're going to have on us in 100 years, 150 years, or what's going to happen. No one can. How can you be so confident that it's just a natural cycle? But it's a right-wing perspective. Like, he had bought into this. It's all bullshit. It's a natural cycle. I'm like, bro, how do you know? But you know because you don't like the people that think that we have to ban cars that use internal combustion engines. You don't like the people that think we have to stop and close coal plants. You don't like those people. You think those people are annoying. So you've decided to be annoying in the opposite way.
Right.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, but when you go to a city with horrible air, like Los Angeles used to be, like India is now, how do you feel?
Terrible. Yeah. Well, there's also an issue with brake dust. When you're in a very crowded urban environment, brake dust, that stuff that you get on your wheels?
No.
You don't know what brake dust is?
No.
When you're using the brakes in your car, what's happening is there's this hydraulic pad that presses against a disc. And the friction of that is what stops your car from moving forward. Right?
Okay.
So when that happens, it makes powder. And this powder goes in the air, and the powder gets all around your wheels. If you've ever cleaned your wheels, if you ever have like a nice car and you want to clean your wheels, there's all this black shit in there. That black shit is brake dust, and that black shit's everywhere. It's all over the place. Brake dust contributes to 20% of the fine particulate matter pollution, compared to just 7% contributed by exhaust fumes.
Phew.
As all cars give off brake dust, there is no such thing as a truly zero-emission vehicle.
An electric car, same thing?
Yep, same thing. Same method of slowing the car.
braking?
Yeah, of slowing the car down. It's the most effective method we know of, and that's what happens. Yeah. Does it happen less in carbon fiber brakes? Is it the same effect on carbon fiber brakes? Google that.
Well, you have
They
your
don't-
encyclopedia here.
Yeah, because they don't show up. What's interesting is when you have carbon fiber brakes, it doesn't leave that dust all over your wheels. At least I don't think it does. I don't think it leaves the same amount. Does it say anything? Yeah, carbon fiber brakes, brake dust.
Jesus.
Yeah, here it goes. They're quieter than organic or metallic pads and produce less dust. There it is. They also last significantly longer, can tolerate a greater range of temperatures, and fade less as they heat up. Track report says. I have a car that has those.
Well, I'm learning a lot here.
Yeah, carbon ceramic brakes produce virtually zero brake dust. I mean, like, they literally do not dust at all. That does not sound scientific. Like how he says it. I mean, like, they literally do not dust at all. What's on the wheels will be what's on your paint. Normal road dirt from driving around. Yeah, well, that's what I've found just from driving around with my car.
Let me ask you this question then, because you make me very curious. That's the pessimism in the air that you feel, the dystopia in movies. You constantly see it. Hate those movies. You know, it's always about negative, the sensational stuff, and the news is awful. The media just thrives on sensational, bad news. I mean, it's wars, this, that. So they make you afraid. Do you think this is like we should be afraid? Do you want to live afraid? What are you afraid of? Those questions.
I don't think we should be afraid, but I think we should be aware. And I don't think that this demise fear, it exists because it happens. Like, civilizations collapse. You can go visit ancient Rome. You can look around. You can see the Colosseum. They're not there anymore. Those people are gone. Right? The people that built that, that's just going to happen. It's going to happen to us too, and it's going to happen to us biologically too. So there's this constant fear of so many different things that we have, that we carry around with us all the time as you hold a Day of the Dead skull.
So, okay.
I don't think it's
healthy.
How do we
live our lives?
I don't think it's healthy to live your life embracing that. I think you got to be aware of it, but you got to live in the moment. As stupid and corny as that sounds, that's the only way. Otherwise, you're going to be freaking out from anxiety.
Yeah.
If you can't just live in the moment, you're always going to have too much anxiety.
Well,
in my experience, with me at least.
That's what these people who talk about radioactive waste. They're thinking like 10,000 years ahead, and even then, it's the radioactive isotope just decays and decays.
Well, not only that, like, if they really do have technology currently available where they can convert that into batteries, and
that's great.
This is
99% it decays. So you can swallow the 1%.
Right.
You can.
You can swallow it?
Yeah.
Not a lot, though, right? Don't swallow it all the time.